we just saw last night how the Patriots handled preseason game number 2. Tomorrow, we'll see how the Bears handle preseason game number 2, even though Justin Fields has been banged up a little bit with a groin injury. He looked pretty damn good last week, as we know. Andy Dalton's supposed to play a quarter and a half. But Albert's going to try and fill in some of the blanks on that. But let's talk about those Patriots quarterbacks last night. Mac versus Cam. Cam versus Mac. And Cam versus Mac, otherwise known here on the Rich Eisen Show as the battle between the quarterback that Chris Brockman was excited to have re-signed and against the quarterback that he was upset about getting drafted until he saw just how good that quarterback was. So that's the way that one goes.
Not entirely accurate.
It's entirely accurate. When Cam got re-signed, like, all right, you kind of went higher register. All right, we'll see what he goes. I mean, last year, it was pretty good before he got COVID. Then he came back and the whole season kind of went down the drain. But they also didn't have the weaponry. And then the Patriots had an off-season spending spree like they were, a little bit hammered on shore leave. And we didn't see a spending spree like that. And then you see what they're doing defensively, even without Stephon Gilmore around. Even without him around to be practicing and out there. This guy, Matthew Judon, is a real deal. And Chase Winovich just came back. Yeah. I mean, this Pats defense is lurking. It's one of those, it's always the Pats defense is either one of two things, either outstanding or the first half of the season learning how to do their job before becoming outstanding. Yeah. That's usually the way it goes for the New England Patriots. And they could be pretty damn freaking good on that side of the football, which means what do you do on that offensive side of the football? And you've got different weapons there now. And it seems to be like one running back after another who can tote it. Yeah. And it's a deep, deep, deep running back roster. They've got 2 tight ends now, just like the old days. N'Keal Harry got banged up last night. He left in his sling. He leaves Philadelphia. We'll see how that works. But it is, of course, all about the quarterbacks. And, you were higher register when Cam got hired, and then you couldn't understand why the Patriots would draft somebody or sign Cam when they were going to draft somebody, but you can't know in March or April what you're going to do in late April until the board materializes. And the board materialized for the New England Patriots to just sit right where they were and Mac Jones being available. They didn't have to go get anybody. Either they evaluated somebody and thought it wasn't worth whatever the teams were asking to go and trade up into that spot to go get the kid. And Justin Fields is the only quarterback that was within hailing distance of the 15th overall spot. And they decided to just stay put, hold Braveheart style, and get Mac Jones, who might be that proverbial perfect fit because it sure looks like it. He's ready from Alabama. And as we know, Alabama, technically, deep down, sodium pentothal, we're all hooked up, is New England's farm system. Or at least built to send people to the next level that Bill Belichick already knows what you're getting. My alma mater is another one of those. He likes taking Michigan guys.
He does, on defense.
Certainly on defense, right? Yeah. Oh, also, what's the word? Quarterback.
Oh, Tom Brady.
So there's a fit there, and he gets the ball out pretty damn fast. And the narrative was all set up for this is Mac's job. He looks good in practice. He looked good in that preseason game. But guess who came out last night? Guess who came out last night when 8 of 9, 103 yards, ball out fast, touchdown? That's Cameron.
He looked good.
He sure did.
Looked good.
He looked like he was in command, and he knew what's what. And that was a nice little, Henry-like twist on the narrative that was forming, coming out of the New England area. All right. And again, this is all good for Belichick. This is all good. Because once again, I mean, the guy's been there and done that from his own Brady and Bledsoe decision from back in the day. And I'm sure, knowing Belichick, as I do, there has to be 10 to 15 historic situations that he knows off the top of his head. He's got this. He's going to figure it out, and it'll be fascinating as to when he goes to Mac Jones and why and what happens. Can't wait. What a terrific night it was for New England.
It was.
All of it. Yeah,
really. The only thing that kind of was a bummer was the kicking game. Quinn Norton kind of struggled, and after having a nice output in week 1. So
it's all right. That's what happens with these young kickers.
I know that was the only aspect.
Nordin, it's Nordin. You should know that.
Nordin.
It's okay. You should know that because he's going to be your kicker, and he's going to be the guy you curse quite a bit sometimes. Because young kickers, you're going to do that. But and on occasion he was up and down at Michigan too, bro.
Yeah.
And I think he's the one who Harbaugh slept in the tree to
slept in his house.
Slept in his house or in a tree house or whatever, something.
Yeah.
To go recruit,
kid.
right.
Stolen from Penn State.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. Right. And Belichick will get it straightened out. And if not, he'll be history. Because that's just the way it goes with Bill. Yeah. Special teams. He's got the wrong head coach. If he's thinking, the head coach will just delegate that special teams.
It was a good night.
It sure as hell was.
Good night.
Ramondre Stevenson. Mm-hmm. Okay now. Mm-hmm. Because you got Damian Harris, you got Sony Michel, and now this kid's raising his hand saying, I've got 2 preseason games under my belt here. 4 Teletubbies,
and J.J.
right?
Taylor looked good, and you still have James White.
Well, that J.J. Taylor put somebody on, he hit the B button on somebody last night, a little spin move.
I told Brockman I'm on the Ramondre trail, and I think he's making that team, man.
I think he is now.
Yeah. I told you that 3 weeks ago.
I mean, who do you cut? Who do you not take? Who do you leave out?
He's making a team, Brockman.
He's making a team, whether it's not our. I don't know.
I mean,
Beaston. Run game looked monster.
You've got to be kind of fired up here because whatever the hell last year was, it looks like they've tightened the bolts there and they've got themselves a team that knows how to do their job. And I know it's just preseason, but
still, it's fun to be excited.
So we're going to talk about that with Tom Curran, and then it's just preseason. I know it's just preseason. I get it's just preseason, but poor Jalen Hurts? I mean, what the hell? He's bouncing around during pregame. He's dancing around. Looks like he's ready.
Looks
and
like
then all of a
he's ready
sudden,
to go.
poof, he's gone off to the hospital to get his stomach checked. Like, what the hell is going on?
Weird.
But for him, he didn't get the reps. Getting him against New England, too, would have been really neat for him.
Needed him.
I mean, I don't know if he needs them, but I'll tell you this. Sometimes if you have to prove your worth, sometimes, certainly in preseason, kind of better to let him see what it's like without you. Because last night without him was a holy hot hell of a mess.
Well, I mean, Nick Mullins is just...
Well...
Flacco was okay.
I mean...
Not going to be your starter.
Let's be positive for Philadelphia. Let's be positive. Devontae Smith...
He's going to be a monster.
Okay now.
Yeah, he's going to be a monster.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Just give him...
And Jalen Reagor, too. They probably have 2 really good young kids.
Well, I mean, obviously health is going to be important. You see a couple times, like Smith... Well, right. you give him that yard of space or 2 yards, like a little bit more than you need to give him. See you later.
And he cuts like I've never seen. Like,
wow.
Wide receiver.
There were a couple of wows.
Yeah, he's good.
Last night.
Yeah.
So, Ertz
but you would have liked to have seen him doing that with Hurts, getting that relationship down in game.
You're gonna. But like I said, sometimes when you're trying to prove your worth, yes, you getting your reps, that's great. Sometimes it's great to just show you this is what it looks like without me. Everybody thinks that, I'm not as good as that or I'm less than that. And obviously Hurts is not one of those guys who's wired like that.
It was also too weird, like after the game suddenly, no, he's fine. Everything checked out.
Yeah, everything, well, I mean.
So there was just a 3-hour window where he wasn't fine? Like, what was that?
Well, I mean, why wouldn't they want him out there? And you got to say that because everyone, the minute that somebody's on the field and then they're not, you're thinking somebody's COVID test came back and they got to be sent out. So
yeah,
I'm glad it's not that. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.